Morning, everybody. Welcome to Level Grinding to Saturday, the weekend edition. Yes, I have my morning voice. And yes, it's quiet here. And no, it's not because Robo is sleeping in, it's because he went to Copper Mountain to go snowboarding and I am staying home. It's kind of unusual staying home, like completely by myself. During the week, I am home every day by myself. But during the week, I am working when I'm home by myself. So when we stay home on a Saturday, it's usually kind of busy around here. Like Rob will be working on a project, I'll be doing something else, usually baking or art related. I don't ever get the whole house to myself on a day where I don't have to work. And so today's a Saturday. I am really tired. All of the skating yesterday kind of did me in. I didn't even record an end for yesterday's video because I was so tired. So today, I get to do whatever I want and I don't have to work even though I'm at home. And it's kind of unusual. The challenge when you work for yourself is feeling like, especially when you work for yourself and you work at home, is that you feel like you can't ever get away from the office because your home is your office. And so it's part of the reason why when we have a weekend, I want to get out of the house. I want to get away from my office. And so today's an opportunity to enjoy the office without it being an office. So I'm trying to decide what to do. I think I'm going to make some muffins for breakfast. Probably going to put on the soundtrack to Hamilton. My sister got it for me for Christmas, and I haven't listened to all of it yet. And I know she's going to be like, hey, why haven't you listened to it? So I think I'm going to do that. Yeah.
John Jay got sick after writing 5. James Madison wrote 29. Hamilton wrote the other 51.
So, finished Hamilton. Obviously, cut my hair. Desperately needed to be done. My bangs were like getting into my eyes. I hate when my bangs get in my eyes. Yeah. Hamilton was a very interesting experience. I loved it. I read the book by Ron Chernoff back in high school. It came out in 2004. I don't remember if I had just graduated or not, but I read the whole thing. I mean, I've been a Hamilton fan since I was in middle school. So to see the book come out was amazing, and then now to finally listen to Lin-Manuel Miranda's show was interesting. I mean, I loved it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's interesting because it was bad. It's interesting because it's amazing, but it's interesting also because this is another thing that apparently had a really profound impact on my life. One of the reasons why I always identified with Hamilton was how driven he was to make a difference in the world. He didn't want to necessarily be great for the sake of greatness, though that also was definitely a thing, but he wanted to also be great because he wanted to make the world better. You know, the fact that he took the time to push, like he's a kid from a backwater, and in some ways I feel like a kid from a backwater, so I always identified with that. I always identified with the desire to do something big, and that's something that Hamilton also has in common with T.E. Lawrence, who is the guy of Lawrence of Arabia, which is what I was watching yesterday. Like, both of these people completely changed the face of the earth. Hamilton left us the American financial system, which is fantastic. Like, nobody has done for finances and for government what Hamilton did. Lawrence reshaped the whole face of Arabia and gave people a chance to form their own nation apart from British rule and united tribes that previously just fought all the time. And he really laid the foundation for some of the stuff that happens today in the Middle East. And you know, these people are household names. And I'm not saying that I necessarily want to be household names, but this goes back to that whole idea of wonder work. If you saw the video that I made from that last May, if you didn't, right here. But the thing that Brad Montague is saying in that class that I went to, wonder work is the stuff that matters for your life. Wonder work is the stuff that's going to leave an impact on people. It may not be like around the entire world, but it's the stuff that everybody's going to remember. It's the stuff that makes the world better. And yeah, having these two things come back into my orbit, in addition to the whole thing of realizing that storytelling is a huge part of who I am, yeah, I kind of feel I don't know, it's weird. I feel like something is being rebirthed. I don't know what. It feels big. Yeah. Interesting stuff to have happen today, especially while I'm home alone to be able to think about it. Usually I'm running at so fast, so million miles an hour that I don't have time to process this kind of stuff and actually really pay attention to what's going on in my head for the future related to purpose, destiny. I mean, that sounds huge and that sounds too big, but yeah, I don't know what this is. But if the point of this show is to document what's going on in my life, well, this is something that's going on in my life. And we'll probably see where it went. And it'll be cool to be able to look back and go, that was the day, that was the moment, that's where this happened again. So, yeah. I'm currently moving footage from my hard drive that I took to Creative Mornings yesterday. Yes. I am starting to work on Creative Mornings video. I don't know if this counts as work. I don't think so. I mean, the reality is that I get to edit an intro, and it's something purely for fun. I love to cut, like that is my favorite thing to do, so I'm going to see what happens. I may just quit on this and do it on Monday at some point. Yeah, I'm trying really hard not to work today, and I'm kind of going batty because all I know how to do is work, apparently. Apparently I have no clue how to rest people. Alright, so I'm trying not to work. And I decided, you know what, based on all of this stuff that's happening with Lawrence of Arabia, with Hamilton, with storytelling, I need to do some other work on myself, work on doing some mind mapping, just trying to figure all this stuff out. I mentioned earlier about how I felt like something was coming. That's still kind of stuck, and I feel like I'm not done processing that. So I'm going to put on my new La La Land record. I'm going to get it on my turntable, and I'm going to listen to it with my headphones on. This used to be one of my favorite ways of experiencing my record collection. Late at night, I would put on a record, and I would listen on my headphones and just sit down and just sit and doodle and zone out. So I'm going to do that. That is a way that I rest, and I'm going to take advantage of it. Okay, let's adjust this. Oh, for Pete's sakes. I'm having this incredible issue working until it is completely dark. Oh, golly. Let's get some lights on in this house. I have spent the last, few hours working on this whole idea. Just noodling over and over some more on the concept of my wonder work. What does it actually look like? And I apologize if you're now all completely seasick from the camera bouncing around. So yeah, in the middle of when I last saw you and when you last saw me, or currently saw me, whatever, I had a conversation with my sister. It's always nice when you can go back to family members who you trust and who you have worked on with other projects in the past, and just get their feedback. I mentioned all the stuff that's going on right now with being reminded that I'm a storyteller, being reminded of the things that influenced me, and trying to go, okay, like, what the fright does all of this mean? And having a day to rest today means that I've actually had time to kind of noodle over it and figure out what this actually looks like. I'm trying to get my dog to come up on the couch. Hi, big guy. Do you like your turkey leg? Huh? You gotta see this thing. It's hilarious. It looks like he's eating a big turkey leg. Yeah? You like it? Yay, bark bucks. Thank you. So yeah, one of the things that I told my sister was that I feel like somebody gave me a map and a compass and didn't tell me anything else. Like, they didn't tell me where to go, they didn't tell me what the direction was, they didn't tell me if I was supposed to pass the map on, give away the compass, burn the map, like, whatever. They didn't tell me, and I know that the map is storytelling, and I know that the compass is film, and this is an idea and a realization that I had after spending hours noodling. Like, I've been drawing mind maps and taking notes and doing research and just trying to get to the bottom of what this thing is inside. And one of the things that I realized is that even though I have a block on my, my daily schedule, that's called my Wonderwork block. The last time that I actually used it to tell a story was for the video about the Wonderwork workshop. Like, that's it. That's the last thing that I actually used. I've been filling it with other things, learning tools, which is valuable. YouTube has been one of them. Making this daily video blog has been one of them. But that's not actually my Wonderwork. Like, I haven't really told any further stories other than just documenting what I'm doing all day. So, yeah, I'm going to start trying to do something different. I've written in the past, like I used to write a lot of stories, and I know that I don't want to use the written word as my tool. Like, my tool is as a filmmaker, as a storyteller. Like, I want to make things that people can watch. So how to do that has been kind of the thing that I've been trying to figure out over the past few hours. And but being a writer, one of my favorite quotes is from Ray Bradbury, and he says, "Write a short story a week. After 52 weeks, you can't have that many bad stories." And so, or something like that. I probably just misquoted it. But the idea is that if you write a new story every single week, a short story every single week, after 52 weeks, the amount of bad stories that are in it are going to be pretty small, because after that practice, you're going to start getting good. And so, one of the points that Brad Montague brought up in the Wonder Workshop was the way that Charles Schulz, the Peanuts cartoonist guy, used to work. Every day, he would have 4 squares on a piece of paper, and his goal at the end of every day was to fill those 4 squares with a cartoon. That's it. That was his work, and every single day he showed up to do that. And I realized that even though I have this Wonderwork block on my calendar, I've not really been showing up to get there, to figure out what this Wonderwork actually looks like. Stephen Pressfield in The War on Art. Hi, little guy. Yeah, hi. I appreciate that. Stephen Pressfield in The War on Art talks about how the muse won't show up unless you do. And you cannot work when there's only inspiration, because that will never get you anywhere. Inspiration is fleeting. You need to show up and put in the work. And so, based on the idea that 52 stories in a year, a story every week, will result in good work, and realizing that I need to fill 4 squares a day, I'm seriously contemplating starting the idea of making a short film every week. No, it's not going to be 5 minutes long. No, they're not going to be brilliant. I'm shooting for maybe something as short as 60 seconds. Maybe. We'll see. You want to play with this? I'm busy talking to everybody. So, yeah. I'm going to attempt it next week to see if this actually fits within my current work schedule set up. I think it will. I think it will if I can take Monday to do, like, just figuring out what the story is, shoot it on Tuesday and Wednesday, edit it on Thursday, finalize it on Friday, and get these things out at the end of my work block on Friday, which is supposed to be 10:30 a.m. Yeah. And unlike Ray Bradbury, who just writes crap and then, or wrote crap, he's dead now, wrote crap and, just knew that it was crap and just kept it for himself, I'm seriously debating about putting these out on YouTube so you guys can all see the process of making crap and how crap gets better. Yeah, let me know in the comments if that's something that you think is a good idea. Anyway, that's where I'm at. It is getting close to 6. It's currently 5:30. I'm actually going out with some of my neighbors. We're going to go to a flamenco performance at the Mercury Cafe. So we got to leave here at 6:45. I need to get some sort of supper in me. I've not really been eating that great today because I've been in this weird funk. So, yeah, I'm going to grab some supper, go get ready. Yeah. As much as I'm surprised about how today's gone, like having this rest day, I think this has been really valuable because these are some questions that I've not really had the time to noodle over or be forced to answer because there's been too many other distractions in the way. And this is the critical thing about rest. Rest gives you perspective. Rest gives you time to go into the deep stuff and to go where you've been kind of ignoring it. And yeah, it is work. It doesn't feel like rest, but because it sets a course, because it helps you define things better, it is really beneficial. And the reality is that I've actually been able to do a bunch of things today. Like, I was able to listen to Hamilton. I was able to do some baking. I did a bunch of writing, did a bunch of thinking, spent time in the quiet, spent time listening to La La Land. Like, these are all things that charge me up, and I've not had a good rest day like this in a while. So, yeah, this is going to be a good day. And I get to end it with flamenco and a dance performance. Like, yay. Things couldn't be better.
I wanted to create a plan where they had the buses.
So now it's time. We're walking into the Mercury. I'm really looking forward to this. I haven't been here yet, so this is going to be fun. This amazing dome. This is so cool. Great vibe. Ooh, hello. Hello.